Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm gonna go over my overclocked Rx0. There's 4 of them that I did. I have 5, but the 5th one is on solar, so I didn't quite overclock a lot, just a little bit to get slightly higher hash rate. Probably only 50 clocks, so it doesn't really do much. I think on the pool it doesn't really even report higher. So if we refresh here on Viper, I don't get 296, 286, 24. So yeah, slightly higher. I've seen it 270, 268. So maybe I'll get in a 15 to 20 gigahash extra just by doing a little overclock, adding maybe 10 watts. So just keeping it efficient on the solar, right? So for this one miner, but the other 4 I tried kind of to squeeze the max, and there are different settings. So for this Rx01, it's actually on step up transformer or voltage converter that it has 19 volts. So I'm running on 19 volt connector, and it's not it's completely not modded. So you could see the power stages are 93, the board temperature 79. I do have fan blowing through the miner, but there is no like Heatsinks. I didn't replace thermal paste, so it does kind of run okay, I think, but it's a little higher temperatures overall, not that what I like to see, but it's still within the limits, which is pretty good. And let's see the settings I put in there. 40190, which is quite high. I think I was getting slightly higher hash rate maybe on the other miner with modded with the same settings. But let's go to the next one. So we get an average 456. If we go on the pool Rx1, it's actually average 3 hour 456, but I think 24 hour is not quite there yet. It doesn't show 24 hours on K1 pool. For some reason I had to switch from hum pool because there was downtime 6 hours and I didn't kind of like it. It didn't switch automatically. It just was kind of weird time that I lose 5 hours of my stats here, but I don't see 24 hours per miner. It's just I have to kind of divide this almost by 2, right? So it's kind of like 430. 5 on each, which doesn't give me really a good average, but I think the hash rate still kind of picking up, so there is no full 24 hours after I did final overclocks. So with that is we're just going to compare these two. So this one is not modded, this one is modded with the Heatsinks. So you could see the temperature of the power stage is 57, really nice and cool. My chip temperature below 80, which that's what I like to have them a little bit higher than 75, usually 75 to 80. That's where the best, probably after 80 the hash rate start to dropping down and using more power. Below 70 you're losing hash rate as well. So those chips are really sensitive to the actual temperature kind of zone where you get the best out of it. Now when you look at the overall, like look at the actual regular, when you overclock just a little bit, just right there, your hash rate kind of stable. Even with overclocks on this machine is only, and the reason I did only small overclock here, only 185.16, but look at the hash rate, super stable. There is no drop up and down, so it's very just keeping there still everywhere, very stable. Now this one is not modded, and this is actually not, I didn't even open so I don't have fans blowing on this. I didn't open even the front and back doors, I mean the plates. So that's just a stock everything on 19 volt. By the way, this miner, it's on a stock power supply. I don't recommend doing that, but I think I got lucky power supply that it's running currently for the last 4 days. No issue with these clock settings, and it's 120 watts, but it's running almost 130 watts, I believe there. I can check on my reading, but at the wall is actually probably a little more, but at the power supply maybe 120 watts, right, with the settings. So it's running at the max, and the PSU is not that hot. It's actually all right. It's just a little cooler in that room. So yeah, no issue with so far. I think my power supply may go bad, but I don't care. I have a couple extra, and I'm switching it to the server PSU anyway eventually. So I don't really care about that power supply. So that's just for the test, and I don't want to go any much higher because that's probably going to turn the power supply off at the limit. And but the idea here, how stable this hash rate. Now going past about 200, I believe 80, once you pass to 80 or 250 additional megahertz, so it's going to kind of like a 900s, right? 900, 890. That's where you start to see this the hash rate going up and down. You add some voltages, it's still kind of not stable. So I'm not sure. Played back and forth with the voltages a lot. So I could see the peaks I get in 505, 500 gigahash at some points, and then it drop into 429, lowest 419 with these settings, and these are like 426, 106, so kind of high. 240 at 12 volts reading there, and similar to this miner, but look, about the same, 411, 108 and 426, 106. So a little bit less on the voltage, higher on the hash rate, but you still struggles going up and down with the chips hash rate, the temperature. So this one is at 62, so this one modded and this one is modded. So both of them modded, just apple to apple comparison. This one runs even cooler, but looks how the hash rate fluctuate a lot. It's going up and then down, almost like not enough voltage, but I even decrease because hash rate increased the voltages here compared to the other miner, and it's still fluctuate a lot. So that's what you get in the fluctuation. The average 2 hour 456. Over here I'm getting 461, so pretty close. Wattage use pretty close, but a lot higher hash rate here. So I think it just comes to at that point to how good is your silicon lottery. So if you get a good silicon, you may get a little better efficiency there, but it's not very efficient obviously compared to stock. Look like it started running to 502 megahertz, I mean gigahash, at 1066 megahertz. So the voltages there, it's probably to the limit. I don't know if it's 110 is the limit, probably there, but I should have 67% increase of my hash rate, where it's pretty much 460, I believe, right? If we go from stock to 160, then yes. But if we go, which I was making, to 70 plus 67, is that 67%? I should be at 450. So even at 450, I already reached the goal from 270, you know, doing 67%. So yeah, 67%, 450 is my target hash rate there, and I believe that's what I'm supposed to get there. 453 showing there for 30 minutes. Obviously 3 hours a little lower, 426. However, this miner is the same, is the 64% increase, which should be around similar. I should see about the same 406.50 there, right? And it's actually 452, 478 here, 3 hour, and I'm not sure what's exactly 24 hour, but I guess it's closer to 450 here. I just can assume so. That runs about 400, and this is 450, giving me, or 420, 450. So I'm pretty close to 450, which makes that level of efficiency, I mean not efficiency, but the hash rate going to where it's supposed to be. The only downline is that hash rate fluctuating. You could see how much it fluctuates. Everything else is fine. The temperature is nice here. The temperature on this number 4 is also nicely, so actually even cooler. It's like 70, below 70, which my opinion, slightly smoother for the miner, you know, hash rate when the temperature not going too high. Because once I get in a little bit higher, past 75, I get more fluctuation on that hash rate for some reason. Anyways, just want to give a quick update on these 4 miners. You can guys pause at any time, look at my settings, look at my voltages, look at my hash rate, compare. So this specific one runs at, let's take a look. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I have. I have this. The number 2 running 245 watts at 12 volts. So at the wall, it's probably 20 extra watts. So you get 265 watts probably at the wall on this, something like that, 265, maybe 270. Where the next one is this Rx2, so the 2 power supplies I have, this is upside down, but it also 241 watts right there, so pretty close power consumption. This one upside down is my 241 watts right there, so you can guys see it right over here. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my stuff. I guess I was kind of going over my hash rate. Oh, I cut off some of that information probably above there, but here you go. You could see that now. 262 gigahash on the first one, 5 minutes. My average 256. On the pool, it's actually Rx0 kind of 3-hour average to 452, but not probably quite there for 24 hours, so still need to give it a time. My Rx02 that it's modded, it's actually on the higher clocks, higher voltages, and it's reporting for now like 5 minutes dropped. You could see roughly 400, 446. 478 on 3-hour and probably about 450 on 24 hours. So, but I think I'm pretty much there where I should be based on this percentages increase of my hash rate, right? So that's what you want to see. Make sure you get into where you're supposed to be when you check in your hash rate settings, the percentage where your hash rate should increase, okay? All right, so that's pretty much it for this update. Sorry if I cut off any of that hash rates there. So I'm gonna go back to my Rx0 4. So you could see my hash rate there, 423, 459 average. On the pool on number 4, I'm getting 453, 426. So obviously a little bit lower numbers. Just don't like how I can't see 24 hours for that specific miner, but I need to keep it running longer. Hopefully it will stabilize a little bit and I'll get a little bit of better update on this Rx0, but that's so far what I'm getting there. Kinda try to go a little bit higher. Yes, it does accept like 438. Even I tried for let's see what I'm running here on this one, 411, and this one 426. So this is the highest right now, but even I ran 438, 1075, and then 1100. So I did even go to 1100, but I did not get a lot better result. It was a little higher power consumption where I'm already at the limit on the 12 volts, so I don't want to kind of go that high because it's getting dangerous with my fuses. Anyways, that's where I am. I'm gonna try to run it, keep it running, and see where I'm gonna land in a few days, if I'm gonna stay there, if it's gonna be stable. The only part I don't like, I'm getting a lot of fluctuating with that hash rate, so maybe, I mean with that clock setting, so maybe I should reduce a little bit of a clock, play a little bit there, try to find the balance with the not losing the hash rate, okay? Average, obviously. Just kind of watch the pool, most importantly, like 24 hours pool increase. That's kind of goal, because that's where you're getting actually paid, is on the hash rate where you get on the pool, not what you get on your web GUI. So don't get too excited if you see on the web GUI like going to 500 for a second. It doesn't mean you're gonna get 500, right? All the time. So yeah, you may get spikes, but it doesn't mean you have all the time that spike. See, like 510 there, even on the lower settings, but it does not last. It drops to 428. So your average here, kind of good. 2 hours is kind of good idea where you at. Even with that 2 hour, the pool report is slightly different as well, because it depends how long you perform in that 2 hour in a row, right? So anyways, keep that in mind and take it in the grain of salt, because it's, you know, every miner is also different. You're not gonna have same result on every single machine. Some of your chips gonna like that hash rate or clock settings or voltages, so some not, and you have to kind of adjust to wherever machine, especially when you're going over higher settings, over anything over 390, 400. I think 400 plus, it's where you really have to play with your voltages. I was trying to keep it down to like 70, but then it would crash when you go over 400 with the 70 or 80 millivolts. It would just crash the chips for some reason, not with not enough voltages, I guess. That's just my guess. Not 100% sure, not an expert with the overclocking. I'm just, especially on Rx, so it's just first a week I think we're doing that. Anyways, that's my quick update. Hope you guys like it. Click the like button and we'll see you on the next one.